Chapter 5.7, Measuring Elapsed Time. You do have one vocab word for today, and that is elapsed time. Elapsed time is simply the amount of time between two events, or how long something happens. So let's take a look at example number 1. An airplane taxis for 12 minutes before taking off. The flight time is 47 minutes. After landing, taxiing to the next gate takes 11 minutes. What is the total gate-to-gate time for this flight? So we have 12 minutes before you take off, 47 minutes in the air, and another 11 minutes from landing to getting to the gate. So 12 plus 47 plus 11. Now I'm going to add vertically because that's just easier. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will take 70 minutes. Now, this is not considered simplified form. Simplified form is considered hours and minutes. Remember that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So if I subtract 60 minutes from this, I get 1 hour and 10 minutes is the flight. So this is your official hour. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay? All right, let's take a look at example 2. You begin practice at 1:55 p.m. and end at 5:17 p.m. Estimate the number of hours that you practice. So 5:17, I always have to start with when I end, minus 1:55. Now this says to estimate. So 5:17 is closer to 5:30. 1:55 is closer to 2 o'clock. So I started at 5:30, or I ended at 5:30, but I started at 2 o'clock. Thinking elapsed time, I like to work it by counting. So I have 2 to 3 o'clock is 1 hour. 3 to 4 o'clock is another hour. 4 to 5 o'clock is a third hour. And 5 to 5:30 is half an hour. So 1, 2, 3 and a half hours, approximately, because it's about, have been spent practicing. Now, if you choose to do the subtraction, that gets a little trickier. So you have 5 hours and 30 minutes is the same as 5 and a half hours. Five 5:30 is 5 and a half. That 30 minutes is half an hour. Minus 2, or minus 2 o'clock when you started. Well, 1/2 minus nothing is a half, and 5 minus 2 is 3. You come up with the same answer. Doing it this way, you get 30, or 3 hours and 30 minutes. Either way, they are all the same hour. You can subtract, or you can count up starting at 2. 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 5:30. Find a way that works for you to count elapsed time. Okay, example 3. How long is a school day that begins at 8:15 a.m. and ends at 3:25 p.m.? So again, we have a couple of options. Okay. First, I can break my day into 2 parts, because 3:25 minus 8:15 doesn't really work, because we start counting again at 12 o'clock or at 1 o'clock. We start counting over. So instead, I can break my day into 8:15 to noon and noon to 3:25? Well, I know that this noon to 3:25 is 3 hours and 25 minutes. 8:15 to noon, it's a little trickier. I can take 12 minus 8:25. I can't subtract nothing, so this becomes 11 and 60. This cannot become 100. This has to become 60. Think of it like a fraction. There are 60 minutes in an hour. So 60 minutes minus 25 minutes, that I can do. 35 minutes. So 8:15 to noon. That's not right. Oh, I'm sorry. This should be a 1. No wonder I'm confused. Hang on. Do you see the mistake I made? I didn't copy the problem correctly. This should have been 15 minutes. It was 8:15. I said it was 8:25. So I caution you, read the problem carefully and make sure you copy the problem correctly. There we go. So 8:15 to noon is 3 hours and 45 minutes. I can add these together. 5 plus 5 is 10, 6, 7. So 6 hours and 70 minutes. I can't leave 70 minutes like that. We saw that in example 1. So it equals 7 hours and 10 minutes. Your other option is to count up. 8:15 to 9:15 is 1 hour. 9:15 to 10:15. 10:15 to 11:15. 11:15 to 12:15. 12:15 to 1:15. 1:15 to 2:15. 2:15 to 3:15. And then from 3:15 to 3:25 is 10 minutes. So I counted a total of 7 hours. These each represented my hours. 7 hours and 10 minutes. We come up with the same answer as we did doing the math. Again, you need to come up with whichever method makes most sense for you, or if you have another method you use for counting elapsed time, I'd love to hear it. That's it for your examples, and I will answer questions the next time I see you.